strangling her 3 children to death, Cora, Dawson, and Callan, in her Massachusetts home. Lindsay Clancy leaped from a window last month, leaving her paralyzed below the waist. In addition to 2 murder charges, Lindsay Clancy also faces 3 counts of strangulation or suffocation and 3 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. She entered a not guilty plea, and a probable cause hearing was scheduled for May 2nd. After her daughter Cora's appointment with the pediatrician on January 24th, Lindsay returned home. At her doctor's appointment, Lindsay appeared normal and wasn't acting strangely. Once Lindsay returned home, she went outside with Cora and Dawson to play in the snow. They built a snowman, and she sent photos to her husband. Lindsay texted her husband, working in his basement home office, at around 4:55 p.m., asking if he would pick up Miralax at the pharmacy and go to a restaurant to pick up dinner. After her husband agreed, Lindsay called the restaurant and placed an order. At 5:15 p.m., Lindsay's husband headed to the pharmacy to pick up food and medication. Surveillance footage shows him at CVS at 5:32 p.m. As he approached the medication aisle at 5:33 p.m., he called his wife, but she did not answer. When Lindsay's husband arrived home, he was shocked to find out how quiet it was. It was the first thing he noticed. He did not hear the usual noise from Cora, Dawson, and Callan, his 3 young children. When he walked to their bedroom on the 2nd floor, he noticed the door was locked, so he forced it open and saw blood on the floor and an open window. He then ran downstairs and ran out to the backyard. There, he found his wife lying on the ground with cuts on her wrists and neck and called 911. As he spoke to a dispatcher, he asked Lindsay what she had done. She told him she had tried to kill herself and jumped out the window and slit her wrists. When he asked his wife where the kids were, she replied, "In the basement." While still on the phone with the dispatcher, her husband ran into the basement and called out to their children once paramedics arrived to help Lindsay. Then he began to scream in agony. He found the children. Dawson was alone on the home office floor in his father's home, while Cora and Callan, who was 8 months old, were in the basement. Cora and Dawson were pronounced dead at the scene, but baby Callan held on for several days before succumbing to his injuries. Each of the children still had the exercise band used to strangle them tied around their necks when their father found them. After removing the ligature from his children's necks, their father pleaded with them to breathe again. Immediately after the killings, Lindsay's husband, Patrick Clancy, asked people to forgive her. He said, "I want to ask all of you to find it deep within yourselves to forgive Lindsay, as I have all I wish for her now is that she can somehow find peace."
Man, that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? For the simple fact that she did what she did to them kids and to herself. Now, she tried taking herself out, and the one Most High, you know what I'm saying, God was like, nah, you got to live with this guilt. You're not about to take out this easy way, because whatever you was going through, you know, I got your kids now, but you need to find what is going on with you, because she probably is a good person with issues, and her issues got the best of her. And now this situation happened, it occurred, and the husband said, forgive her. You got to live with how things is and move on, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't marinate on negative stuff that happened in the past, because you got to move on from it to be able to have a brighter future.
A major child labor violation has been going on inside slaughterhouses across the U.S.
I've never seen child labor violations to this extent.
Last month, the Labor Department discovered more than 100 13 to 17-year-old migrant teens were working for Packer Sanitation Services, Inc., basically a cleaning service for meat processing plants. It's a super dangerous job that's only supposed to be filled by U.S. citizens over 18.
When you walk through the plant, you can't walk through it without getting animal parts on you or blood all over you.
Now the Department of Homeland Security is getting involved. They want to know how so many kids from Central America ended up working in slaughterhouses, and whether there's a human smuggling scheme at the center of it. The cleaning company told NBC News they have a zero-tolerance policy against employing anyone under 18, and they have trained and retrained their hiring employees to enforce this. Swipe up.
Bro, you mean to tell me they still got this slavery type stuff going on? This is slavery, you know what I'm saying? They 12 and 13. They ain't supposed to be over here illegally doing no damn job working. You know what I'm saying? This is slave stuff. Like, what the heck is this company thinking about? I don't care what nobody say. When I see something like this, my 12, 13-year-old is not going to be working in no, you know what I'm saying, toxic. Man, I can how they describe this seem like a a scary movie or something. You know what I'm saying? Blood, gut, all over the place. Ain't no way.
This video out of California is nuts, and heads up, some footage is disturbing. It all went down in Sacramento when cops spotted a suspect wanted for attempted murder inside this car. The guy pulls into a gas station, and a cop suspects he's not going to be there for long.
Charles 55, he's about ready to take off on me. Stand by.
The guy speeds away, and the cop throws on his siren. And the car almost immediately comes to a stop in a grocery store parking lot. This is when things get crazy. The guy gets out of the car and opens fire on the cop. And a gun battle erupts in broad daylight. The guy runs off as multiple cops open fire, shooting out the back window of an SUV with innocent bystanders in the front seats. The gun battle continues as the officers get the bystanders out of their car and
get out of the car, this way, shots fired, continuing shots.
And more officers continue to engage.
Throw the weapon down! Crawl your hands up! Crawl towards me! Crawl towards me! Stay!
Copy west side of the parking lot, facing northbound Kansas under a tree.
They try to get the guy to surrender.
Suspect! Crawl towards me!
Roll onto your stomach, away from the firearm, now!
No, it's gonna be a
If you move towards the firearm, we will shoot you!
And eventually, the guy gives himself up as around a dozen cops surround him. It turns out he was shot.
Just so you know, I was with him, got shot at.
And he was given medical care before being taken into custody. No officers were harmed during the exchange. This all happened back in 2020, and witnesses described the shootout as a war zone. According to the CDC, more Americans died from gun-related injuries than any other year on record in 2020, which is also the last year complete data is available. The US has roughly 120 guns per 100 residents, and experts say easy access to guns leads to more gun deaths. The guy who shot at police was hospitalized, but police never released more information about the investigation or any possible charges. As of right now, we don't even know the name of the shooter.